Hello, freak bitches.
Exactly.
Boy, it sounds good, doesn't it? God, I want to believe. So hard.
Well, I hope you do, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff.
Well, I want to know what you've seen though. So you've seen this piece of metal. What else have you seen?
I've seen many documents on the studies of these things, and I've seen a lot of the science associated with what the technology is and what it does. Like I could show you if I fold up pieces of paper and stuff what's going on with it, but basically, you know, these craft, you know, they travel in a straight line, but they're folding space-time.
Like in Event Horizon, where they explain it by folding a piece of paper and punching a pencil through it. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Great fucking movie.
But it's more like, you know, here, I can draw it for you here. Not that this is a... It's kind of like when you have 2 points, you know, we're used to traveling in a direction like that. Mm-hmm. And so when we look up, we see a plane that goes straight.
Right.
But these UFOs fold space-time like this. And so it looks like, to them, they're going in a straight line. So if you're in the ship, you see that. Mm-hmm. But if you're on the ground, you see that.
Okay.
That's why you see them blink off and on. A lot of those videos, they're on, it looks like they're jumping. It's just because of this. So they're folding space-time.
Some way of interfacing with space itself that's very different than our idea of traveling in a linear way from point A to point B.
Space, the fabric, they call it the fabric of space-time because it's like a fabric. It's malleable.
Now, let me ask you this. How often into a conversation do people look at you and think you are fucking crazy when you start talking about this? And how long
all the time, yeah.
All the time, right? But do you ever get to the point where you're like, I don't want to talk about this?
No, because I always tell people, you don't know what I know. You know, and there's a lot.
No, I mean, like, do you ever get to the point where you're like, I can't do this anymore?
No.
Like, people think I'm fucking crazy.
No, because I'm involved on the most important shit I've ever been in my life.
So you think this is like the most important thing that you've ever done in your life?
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, I have meetings with senators coming up. Like,
do you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
What senators?
I can't tell you.
Damn, it's all this I can't tell you stuff.
I know, because this is some fucking tricky shit.
When is all this going to come out? Like, it seems like this is like eminent rather disclosure type shit.
Watch what my company does. That's what I'll say.
So what is your company? What are you trying to do?
Well, we created. So if you look at the people involved, we have senior. When you get to the senior levels of government, you're either called an SES or SIS, Senior Intelligence Service, Senior Executive Service, or you're brass. But either way, the civilians have the same kind of ranking charter that the brass does. So a SES 3, SAS 3 would be the same thing as a 3-star general. So that's who these people are around me. So I had the head of the Skunk Works Engineering. I got, you know, a SIS 2-star from the Clandestine Directorate of Operations. I have a guy Undersecretary of Intelligence for the Senate Intelligence Committee, and was...
These guys are retired?
The quasi.
Everyone's retired? Quasi-retired.
Well, they all
left.
They are our current
public life. They now are involved with what you're doing.
The way they are current consultants to the the intelligence community.
Okay.
That's probably the most
and involved in this project with clearance?
They all have their top secret TSSCI clearances, yeah. I'm the only one that does it. On my entire team, I'm the only one that does it. Actually, Lou, that just came out, I hired him away. So he was head of all, he was in charge of all classified operations for Secretary of Defense Mattis. So he was what's called a GS-15, right underneath the 1, 2, and 3 stars. He ran the Advanced Aerial Threat Program, and it's still continuing to this day, and he's with us now.
So the Advanced Aerial Threat Program under the United States government is essentially a UFO...
That's one of the
information gathering and assessment.
Assessment of all of what those machines are doing that gives off all these types of effects that people are witnessing. But there's also a very large group of people that have had within government that have had close contact, like hundreds, and it's connected to my group, and there's just more coming in that way. So that program is trying to figure out what those technologies did to those people and how those technologies work, even though it's more about tasking, you know, our assets like satellites and other things to be able to find these things better. But this is different than the Secret Machines book, which is more another thing altogether.
So is there communication between the United States government and alien life forms?
I personally, I mean, I don't know any of this stuff because I'm not invited to those types of meetings, but I personally wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
You wouldn't doubt it, but they've never alluded to it or discussed it with you in any way?
Not this group of people, no.
Is there any speculation as to what they're doing?
Resource extraction.
Resource extraction, like minerals,
empire building.
Life,
I tell people
sperm, eggs.
I think it's
cheese.
I think it's tacos.
They're here
I
for
think
water.
they're here for the same reason I am. But I tell people like a good way to look at this is like look at Syria, and Syria's in chaos because the United States and Russia are having a proxy war there. Mm-hmm. Now look at the Earth. It's the exact same thing. Different races are coming here. And they're trying to win and against each other. So
there's more than one race.
Yeah.
How many
this is the universe we're talking about.
Right. But there's a bunch of different creatures and they all have the same sort of technology?
Yeah, and some are very human. Some look just like you and I.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, is there any sort of speculation as to why life forms from other planets, other galaxies, other solar systems, different kind of gravity, different environments, would create a life form that's exactly similar to us? Or are they imitating what we look like in order to infiltrate our world and hang with us?
I think probably
unknowingly.
I think all the above. I mean, look, if you look at like Syria, are you just going to say it's only Russia and America there? No, China's probably there. France is probably there. Mm-hmm. You know, I personally think the little aliens with the big black eyes, those are androids. They're biological robots. They're just programmed. They're no different than us cloning sheep. They just clone a being that can travel through space because space is very big. Or some
sort of an artificial intelligence thing that doesn't have a life form. Right. Yeah, I've heard that idea before. And it kind of makes sense a little bit, right? I mean, if you're a living thing and you're traveling through space, obviously you have biological limitations in terms of the need for oxygen and gravitational interactions and all these different things.
Well, one of the scary hallmarks of those ones, the rumor is it in the back of their head is a transmitter. So you got to wonder where it's sending shit. But at the same time, you know, I can tell you that when you look at the Bible, the angels and the demons of the Bible would be the humans and the androids that I just told you about.
So you think the grays are the androids, right?
Yeah.
And so you think they're like some sort of devil?
No. I just think that that's how we characterized it because they come in, control your thoughts, control your body, take you.
us in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Demons, you know.
So do you think these things are traveling from where? Do we have any idea?
There's things that have been put out there, but I've never asked.
Why would you not ask that?
What the fuck? You can tell me star system like 483? And
you know about element 115. I would want to know about Starship Enterprise coordinate 115B65 Polaris, wherever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know that there's connections to man, you won't even fucking believe it. I'll tell you that. You want to hear?
Please.
Atlantis.
Atlantis, the sunken city?
Yeah.
There's a connection?
There's a connection.
What's the connection?
That there's a very advanced group that left after a catastrophe and hung around in a small outpost here and throughout time would push civilization forward, and that's who the Greek gods were.
Whoa.
Yep. And that's why it's very interesting on the Roswell wreckage there's Greek writing.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
I've never seen any of the wreckage from Roswell. Have you?
It's online. You see it. Type in Roswell wreckage. You can see it.
Well, all I've ever seen is the dude standing in front of the bullshit, the weather balloon stuff, where they're laughing and yucking it up.
Roswell wreckage, Roswell I-beam. You'll see it. And it's got these Greek markings and the witnesses that were there did what do you call it? Where they go on oath and tell. So that
actual I-beam showing the word Eleftheria,
which means freedom in ancient Greek. So
where is that from, Jamie?
Let me tell you. Want me?
I don't know. It popped up when it.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else. So I went and met a former director of CIA and NSA. He was director of both. I won't tell you his name. And right when I sat down and told him about my book.
Pull that picture up again. Look at those little hands.
And right when I sat down and told him about this is a big deal.
Okay,
so I'm sitting with this guy. He was like, not that long ago, was director of CIA, and he went on to be director of NSA.
Okay. Well, I think we can find his name.
Maybe. But right when I sat down and told him about the book, you know what he says to me?
What?
He goes, I didn't read much science fiction as a kid, but I read a lot about Greek mythology. and looked me in the eye. I said, well, you're going to love the last page of my book then. He's like, am I? And when my book was about ready to go to pressing, I had a very important person call me up. He says, can you stop that pressing and maybe insert something about Greek mythology? And I said, I sure can. So something you got to realize is, for example, the 6th biggest defense contractor in the world, at least they used to be 6, is a company called Science Applications International Corporation, SAIC. Their headquarters are actually in San Diego. And in the front of the building, you have an obelisk coming out of a fake lake and 2 Atlantean on thrones. And they're both holding pyramids. And one says the past and one says the future. And they're 8-foot tall statues. It's fucking nuts, by the way. In SAIC, they went over to Lidos.
Michael Hayden, former director of NSA and the CIA.
What about it? No, that's not him. But I'm not gonna tell you if you try and find out. Look at you guys just fishing around over here.
I'll say a name. You blink.
Yeah.
I'll show you my.
No pun intended.
Like what you did there.
That was cute. I'll show you my dick. Like,
yeah, there we go.
If you come
get it
across
right or wrong, not sure what.
Yeah, whatever you get, I'm gonna show you my dick.
All right.